Oh my gosh, hi. Well, thank you everyone. I don't know what to say. Hi. Hi. Oh God. Oh my God, great. Okay, hi, okay, great. Here we are. We're doing it. Okay, here it is. All right, we're here. Hi. Hi. Thanks for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it, everyone. It's so shitty out, and I haven't felt like leaving my house lately, so the fact that you did, I really fucking appreciate it. This has been my guitarist. Please give a round for the adorable band. I love it. I don't know, I heard someone out in the lobby earlier when I was hiding and contemplating the mistakes that I made in my life. Blah, blah, blah. And I heard someone be like, so what the fuck are we doing here tonight? And I was like, that's a fair question, because in the program, I was like, I don't know, there's stories. And then I'm going to tell you about some songs about stories. And then we're just going to keep going. I got to be honest about it. So we were going to do this show, because of Lady Omicron and Miss Pandemica, we were going to do this story, at least 6 times. I was just trying something else. We were going to do something on Christmas, thus the Christmas lights and decorations, brought to you by Christmas Target Shopping. Thank you, and I appreciate it. We were going to do this thing on Christmas, and then 2 days before Miss Omicron hit, did you get the COVIDs, or you were
No, I was good.
All right, well, kind of good. He said he was sick, but we were all kind of sick. But everyone fell apart, and we didn't get to do it during Christmas. And so I figured we would swing around and try it tonight. So tonight I'm singing a couple of songs for you that I love, telling you a couple of stories. And let's start it off, right? So we're trying something new tonight. Lots of new things, but actually you can stop, because I'm going to talk a little bit more. So, see, this song that I used to do, this song, even though we're trying to look how adorable he is when he gets so disappointed. I'm just gonna be falling back on that a lot tonight. No, we were gonna do this. This song I've been singing for since I moved here. It's Fiona Apple. I found this song and I just really loved it. It meant a lot to me back then. I think it's because I felt very, when I sang this song, very independent, very strong. In fact, the first time I ever went back to Kansas City, I'd moved to New York. I'd been here for about 3 months. And to become a New Yorker, I'd gotten these gorgeous pair of used boots from the East Village. I think that's kind of what you have to buy when you move to the city. Does everyone have a used pair of boots? They were my shit kickers, and I was very proud of them. And then a week later, I went home to my parents' house. Stoned out of my mind, I drove up to their new suburb in Kansas at 2 a.m. I got to the front door carrying my suitcase, a little bit blazed, red eyes, a little bit drunk. And I opened the door to this white woman about 57 looking at me being like, what are you doing at my front door? Behind me, about a block away, was my mother standing outside her front door because I'd gotten to the wrong place. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to disturb you. I'm gonna go to that woman's across the street. I went to my mom's house, and the first thing, I don't know if you've been home in a minute, but the first thing they did was judge my shoes. They looked right at my shoes. And true story, my mom started crying. Because I had these Boa Buggety, busted ass Brooklyn boots on. And I was like, Mom, what's your fucking problem? What are you doing? But she said, I worked my whole life. And I promised myself that my children would not wear hand-me-down shoes. I know, which is sweet, right? Because she had to wear nothing but hand-me-down dude. But I was like, Mom, these motherfuckers are cute. So this is my song about cute shoes. But I gotta say, when I started singing this song, it was, it was a sense of pride. And now it's kind of like a mantra to me. So, yeah, he got the cue. You know what I'm saying. I certainly haven't been shopping for any new shoes. See what I'm talking about? They haven't even changed. I'm still wearing my Pandemica clothing. I didn't really buy new things, so it's sweatpants and ugly shoes. So just stick with it. I certainly haven't been shopping for any new shoes. And I certainly haven't been spreading myself around. Don't laugh, that's not funny. I don't appreciate that, okay? Just keep the jokes to jokes. I have not been, these are new shoes and I'm not spreading myself around. Thank you for participating. Joke at the right stuff, okay? Laugh at the good stuff. One more time, because they were paying attention. I certainly haven't been shopping for any new shoes. And I certainly haven't been spreading myself around. I still only travel by foot, and by foot it's a slow climb. But I'm good at being uncomfortable, so I can't stop changing all the time. I notice that my opponent is always on the go and won't go slow so's not to focus. And I notice he's quick to ride with any guide as long as they go back from whence he came. But he's no good at being uncomfortable, so he can't stop staying exactly the same. If there was a better way to go, then it would find me. I don't care if the road just rolls out behind me. Be kind to me or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. I seem to you to seek a new disaster every day. You see me do to clean my view and be in peace and lay. I mean to groove, I mean to move in my own way and say I've been getting along for long before you came into this play. I am the baby of the family and it happens so. Everybody swears and wears their sheep's clothes while they chaperone. Curious, they're looking down their nose at me while you appease. Curious to try and help, but let me put your mind at ease. If there was a better way to go, then it would find me. I don't care if the road just rolls out behind me. Be kind to me or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. Do I so worry you? Do you mean to curry to my side? That's very kind, but it's to no avail. I won't take the bail. I promise you that everything will be just fine. If there was a better way to go, then it would find me. I don't care if the road just rolls out behind me. Be kind to me or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. So if there was a better way to go, then it would find me. I don't care if the road just rolls out behind me. Be kind to me or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. Thank you. Thank you. Oh God, yeah, we were gonna do this thing over Christmas, and there's a couple tunes I wanted to share before we get into it. We were supposed to do this, so right when this third time this was going to go down during Miss Omicron, I was planning to do a fantastic Christmas show with Christmas lights and jingle bells. Honestly, it would have been really dark. There was like 3 versions of River. It was like, you just didn't want it. It wasn't going to be worth it. And then, I'm telling you, on November 21st, I don't even know, but Sondheim passed. Bless her heart, yeah, hallelujah. I don't know where you were at, but like I felt it in my spirit and then read it on the news. It was just like a sign going off in the universe. Something terrible has happened, check your Gmail. Maybe it's just my gaydar reacting to the universe. But I decided since then I was gonna do some Sondheim, and so I was gonna sing Being Alive because it was gonna be my really sad Christmas show. And I was gonna be confused, but nobody really wants to see that, and you're really fucking lucky you ain't here for it. So, but Sondheim passed, and I really wanted to do something, so before we move on tonight to the good stuff, I really just wanted to sing something for you. Maybe you guys, you queens know it. I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh. Thank you. Lounging in their caftans and planning a brunch on their own behalf. Off to the gym, then to a fitting, claiming they're fat and looking grim, 'cause they've been sitting, choosing a hat. Other than you, does anyone still wear a hat? I'll drink to that. And here's to the girls who play smart. Oh, aren't they a gas? Rushing to their classes in optical art, wishing it would pass. Another long, exhausting day, another $1,000, a matinee, a Pinter play, perhaps that piece of Mahler's. I'll drink to that. And one for Mahler, they don't need the funding, you know what I'm saying? And here's to the girls who played wife. Oh, aren't you too much? Keeping house but clutching a copy of life just to keep in touch. The ones who follow the rules and meet themselves at the schools, too busy to know that they're fools. Aren't they a gem? I'll drink to them. That's all, drink to them. And here's to us girls who just watch. Aren't we the best? When we get depressed, is a bottle of scotch plus a little jest. Another chance to disapprove, another brilliant zinger, another reason not to move, another vodka stinger. I'll drink to that. So here's to the girls on the go. Everybody tries. Look into your eyes and you'll see what they know. Everybody dies. A toast to that invincible bunch. The dinosaurs surviving their crunch. Let's hear it for the ladies who lunch. Everybody rise, 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 rise. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, you old faggots loving that song. Thank you so much. And if you don't know it, it's a good piece. It's a good song. Just some of his bitter and bitchiousness. Just come on down, get there. Teresa, how you doing, my dear?
Oh, good.
Okay, so will you help me out with the next project?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so here's what happened. So like I said, I didn't really... So there was just so much going on betwixt here and there. And there were like so many stories that I kind of wanted to tell, and I'm not sure, and then I didn't know what was going to be best. So I thought last night, I'm regretting it, but I think it's kind of, okay, we're going to do it because it's here, it's too late, so it's not too. We're going to go through my cell phone. I just gave her my cell phone. And I know, who just said, oh my God, right? It's like a fucking nightmare. And I know, do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Every time I sit on my phone, I'm afraid something horrible got texted to my mother, like some photo. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna go. I just like gave her my phone. She's got some photos. I don't know exactly what's gonna come up on screen.
It's fine.
Yeah, I do. It's fine. Okay, so this is the easy one. All right, great. So I just a comic book nerd. Okay, this is safety. That's fine. These are just. All right. I didn't know where we were gonna start. I think I kept all. This is just a comic photo. I'm a huge comic nerd. My name. You got something else in there? You got some? I'm a huge. Oh, cute. Hi. Yes, I'm a huge comic nerd. Thank you. Star Trek rules. Give it up. I'm such. Oh, okay. This one right here. This is. I'm in the back of an ambulance after cutting my thumb, opening a bottle of wine. Now get this, I had to go, I cut my finger, and then I went to the doctor's office, like the emergency. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Teresa. Look at this. Oh my God. This cut sent me to the emergency room. I did. I like cut it. I had like tape on it. I know, this queen's like, what? I cut my finger with the wine key, and then wrapped it up in like tape and like cloth and shit, and then passed out and went to bed, because that's what you do. I woke up the next morning super early, got my hoodie on and my jacket and my coat. It was like snowing. I was so hot. And I ran all the way down to the hospital, the urgent care, one of those places. You know, like the subways, the sandwich shops that they like retake over and turn into a hospital. That's what we have on Notion. So I went to that one, and they removed the tape off of it, and by the time they plucked the tape off of it, I passed right out. Passed right out. Woke up in the hospital. It was the whole thing. Oh, this is in Bed-Stuy. This thick, juicy booty, I don't know who she is, but I was walking right behind her the whole time when I was walking to Bed-Stuy, and I thought people were hollering at me. And I was just like, oh, hey girl, hey. What's up? Oh, what's up, thickness? How you doing? And I turned around and looking at me, but apparently it was her. Fuck her. Next thing. What do you got? Oh yeah, Bed-Stuy. Yeah, it's changed. I don't know if you've been there for. Oh, okay, great. These are inappropriate pictures I sent my mother. She saw this on Halloween. I was like, I don't know what that's supposed to be, Xavier, but I don't think it's appropriate. That was really serious. Oh, can you see this? This is nothing. Can you see? Hold on, don't move that. Do you see? There's an oh, did I fuck everything up? Low budget. Support. Thank you for supporting public theater. This is, you see that little line up there? This is a safety mask, a mask used to protect people for talking to people during COVID. You look how it's like nothing. Yeah, exactly. They gave that to me. They were like, you're fine. Be around a bunch of motherfuckers. Use this plastic nothing to protect yourself. Next photo. Oh shit, next photo! Okay, sorry about that. Hi. Okay, that's fine. You can go back, that's alright. Oh God, don't do it. Oh wait, never mind. You know what, I do have one picture in there. You see, find it. Hold on. Do you have that picture labeled dick pic?
Oh, this one?
Yeah! This is what they ask for more of. I send it online. If you ask me for a dick pic, you get a picture of my big black cock. Next picture. Oh, this is taken from the Eagle. There might be a couple around here. This is a good. What do we got? Oh yes, I am a dirty cop in this photo. And this is that gentleman over there. He's not happy right now because I've been sexually harassing him for the past 30 minutes. Keep going. Okay, and that's just what somebody said because it's true. Yep, it's true. Hold on. Oh, please, I had to save this. Don't have any shoes. Did you take mine? I had to leave the hotel in a pair of socks and buy a pair for sneakers. So, accidentally, after my birthday, I went to a person's hotel to play chess. And I wore. Can you go back and show them heels? I don't know, child. They saw him. I wore those heels in my police outfit. Oh. I went back to his place. We played chess. And like a respect, there they are. And these heels, they are not comfortable. I don't know who's wearing heels tonight. Nobody, please, y'all have more sense, ladies, to wear shoes tonight. But these bitches are not comfortable, so I had my pairs of shoes and a backup pair of shoes. And then we played chess. And then when I was leaving, I picked up my pair of shoes and my backup pair of shoes and went home. But apparently, I got my pair of heels and my backup pair of shoes and then his pair of shoes. And so around 9 in the morning, I got the text, "Did you take my fucking shoes?" I had to run to the hotel and buy a pair of socks and sneakers. Then he wanted me to put them back in a cab. I was like, no ma'am, I'm not sending your 99 cents Reebok shoes back in a cab. What else you got for me? What else? Oh, this is the homeless kitty. I have a song about him. Oh, look at him. This busted, raggedy-ass kitty lives in my neighborhood, and we became friends. I felt the need to. We have a lot in common. I just learn a lot by watching cats. I don't know if animals in general. Y'all watch Animal Planet? No. Anybody? No? Who said no? Y'all need to watch. What you watching? Anyway, you're watching Animal Planet. I love watching animals figure ourselves out, and cats are the best. I spent a whole summer watching cats mate, and it really, honestly, just did so well for me. I don't know, it just was a good example of, how life works. I don't know if you've ever seen it, a male cat, the dominant cat, the sun cat, will go to a female cat, non-gendered, the sub-cat, and just yell at her. They just stand there and go, and if she likes you, she kind of looks at him, and then turns her head away. And then the cat walks around to the front of her and goes, and eventually that goes back and forth until they decide to sleep with each other. This was, oh, look at this, and then this is, hi, okay. So when I got done bored with my cats, when I got done with my kitties, I came online and looked at Scruff. I guess it's kind of the same for me. We're both looking for love. Don't mind hanging out with trash. Let's do Sugar. Let's do my Sugar song. This is a little sugar in my bowl. I want a little sugar in my bowl. I want a little sweetness down in my soul. I can stand some loving, oh, so bad. I feel so funny, I feel so sad. I want a little steam on my clothes. Maybe I can fix things up so they'll go. What's the matter, Daddy? Come on and save my soul. I need some sugar in my bowl. I ain't fooling. I need some sugar in my bowl. Ben, play a little bit for us, will you? I need a little steam on my clothes. Maybe I can fix things up so they'll go. What's the matter, Daddy? Come on and save my soul. I need some sugar in my bowl. I ain't fooling. I need some sugar sugar. I need some sugar in my bowl. I don't know, when I sing this next song, it makes me think of my homeless kitty. I don't know why. I don't know why that cat meant so much to me. I just like was sitting outside with them in the night, and I was like, no one loves you, but I love you, kitty. I don't know. Maybe he was just working so hard. I don't know. I heard all the neighbors came and took all the cute cats. We have all these kittens outside. They came and took all the cute cats. But this little homeless one, I don't know. He was trying so hard. I kind of like him. At least I had a lot of respect for him, you know what I mean? Out here looking for stuff. Be good is her name, and I sing my lion song and brush my mane. She would, so she could. So she pulled my lion's tail and caused me pain. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and delight. You dare not let them walk around, for they might just bite. Does she know what she does when she dances round my cage? Says her name. Be good, be good. Be good is her name. I trim my lion's claws and I cut my mane. And I would if I could. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and delight. You dare not let them walk around, for they might just bite. Do you know what she does when she dances around my cage? Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Give a round of applause for this beautiful young man. Right back in. Be good is her name. I sing my lion song and I brush my mane. And I could if I would. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and delight. You dare not let them walk around, for they might just bite. For she knows what she does when she dances around my cage. Be good, be good, be good, be good, be good, be good, be good. Thank you. Oh, God. Teresa, what else you got for us on there? Oh, Jesus. Okay. So this is my parents' house. There's a couple things that are important in this photo. So the picture up left, my sister made. She's a painter. She used to be. Now she's just chilling, trying to figure shit out. But you know, when you're always an artist, you're always an artist. You know what I mean? Like, unless you don't pick up painting anymore, in which case I'm like, what the fuck you used to do? But for right now, she's a painter. That's what she does. And this is Freddie Stowers. It's important to note that this calendar is on the wrong month and in the wrong year. It's just up there because of this gentleman right here is the first African American to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. And that is my great granddaddy. Yeah, you got more pictures going up in here? What's going on? You got? Yeah, there. I become a whole. Look how hot he is. That's my daddy. Not my daddy, but my daddy. Huge military family. What else you got going on here? Great. That is my uncle. Pretty much looking the same. There he is again. That's my little dad. Oh, stop! This is Freddie Stowers from France. He's one of these black people. I saw in a history book. I gotta be honest. If I would just show you the photo in person, I'd be like, one of these people is my uncle, and just make you guess, because I don't know which one it is. But one of these is Freddie Stowers and won the Congressional Medal of Honor back in the day. Keep going. Oh, this is my grandma. Now look at this one. This bitch. Oh, there she is. That's the other one. There are two grandmas. Now this grandma is Grandma Lucy. And Grandma Lucy, I don't know if you could tell, she didn't take no shit. Grandma Lucy, when I would go back to visit, she would give me as thick as iron, she'd give me that long look and just be like, you ain't nothing but skin and bones now. And, what you be feeding that baby? My mama looking at me like, oh, it's not my fault, mama. He hangs out with a lot of white folk. It's true, I lived in Minnesota for years. I tell you, for my last Thanksgiving, I wore like a bow tie. I was looking so cute at my uncle's house. I was in like a bow tie and vest. I had khaki pants on. My mother looked at her brothers and her grandma before she passed and was just like, see, that's the white in him. I don't know where he got it from. What else you got going on in here? Oh, keep this, bless her heart, this clean. Look at the flat top kind of going on. This was one of my first haircuts. I used to have a gargantuan fro, but my mother, none of the Rices cut their hair. Not a single Rice. It was just that I don't know what it was about my dad's movement, but they were just like, no Rices. We are Black Power. We are cutting our hair. You are going to public school with a fro. Like, that's just the it. And then my mom caught her hair on fire at a lab because my mom, she's a microbiologist, and her hair went up like a Roman candle one day. And she was traumatized, and it was the best day of our life. Like, she came home with like a flat, like Oprah Winfrey, early, like 92, kind of like the shirt. You know what I'm talking about, Oprah. She came home with that look, and I was like, yes! I'm getting a flat top, and it had like a rat tail in the back. You can't see it, thank Jesus. And this is the whole time I was in the closet. Keep going. Like, look at this queen. That queen is bless her heart. Oh, there he is, everyone. That's my dad. Oh, my mercy, my dad. I wish you could hear his voice right now. My dad, he's amazing. I have a million stories. One time I was driving through Kansas, and on my way to my parents' house, I hit a deer. Do people drive here? Do y'all drive? Anybody drive out here? Yeah, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, hitting the deer? They're like walls that come out of nowhere. They're just walls that came out of nowhere. I was driving down 135. You know what I'm talking about. And I had a Saturn, which is a plastic car. They're made out of plastic. And I'm driving like I-35 on the way to Kansas, and out of nowhere, boom, deer hits my car. Now, the deer saw me, hit my car, slid over the hood of my car, broke the window, fell off the car, flicked me off, and then ran into the woods, because it was fine. My car was ruined. The like hood exploded. It was terrible. So I called my dad, and I have to be in my standing voice to do my dad. Oh, I called my dad, and I'm like, Dad, oh my God, Dad, I hit something, I hit a deer, I don't know. All right, you need to calm down, Xavier. You hit a deer, need you to get the jack. Now you're gonna have to hit that deer hard. Need to put the poor thing out of his misery. Dad, what are you talking about? Just put the poor thing down. Don't be afraid. You've been afraid of everything your whole life. Dad, the deer's gone. It flicked me off. I'm in the middle of Nebraska without a hood. This is my dad. My dad, who, when I came out to this man, not even came out. There's a long story short, I set my face on fire once in college. Yeah, it happens. It happens. It's through drinking. Long story short, I was at this fraternity party trying to hang out with heterosexuals and look cool. And they told me about a shot called the Flaming Statue of Liberty. Thank you. Like, you know it's wrong. Everyone here she got to the end of the story while I did it. She's like, that's fucking ridiculous. Don't do it. And I had never been in New York, which is funny because, like, I haven't been to the Statue of Liberty yet. Like, I'm, like, not going. Like, why? Yeah, why would you go? But back in Kansas, we did a shot of it. And the shot goes, you take a shot of Bacardi 151, because that's alcohol. And you drink it, and you dip your finger in the shot of Bacardi 151. And then you light your finger on fire. Yep. And then you make the pose. And you take the shot, then you blow the shot out. Right? We all know how this is going. Everybody knows. I did this shot maybe 6 times, completely correct, totally wasted. Before the last time, I was a little drunk, and I didn't coat my finger fully with alcohol, so my finger burnt when I put it up. Now, sober, you would have not done that game. Kind of drunk, you would have been like, well, my finger burned and I should just put it out. Fully drunk Xavier, I took the shot and tried to take it quickly. So I just threw it back and coated my face. Yep, you know it, honey, everybody knows it. And I was like, Roman candle. I shoved my face into my shirt. It's the middle of winter at a pet party. I come out, you know, I don't know if you know any brown folk in your personal life, but when you cut us, we're like, you saw the cut, it's like white underneath. So when I burned myself, it was like, shoot, ah! And I just came back looking with just no face. Just top to bottom, completely burnt out. I was wasted, and I got to hear the whole party go. I was so drunk, I ran outside and put Teresa remembers this. She's like, this one, a nightmare. I went outside, shoved my face in the snow, because I was so wasted. Got quickly driven to a hospital, spent a couple of nights in the hospital. It's just terrible. When I got home, after being in the hospital for a couple nights, being out of school for a couple months, I had to get physical, not therapy, but this lady came over and like helped me put lotion on my face because I had no face. I tell you, like, this was a huge acne scar, gone, just like. It was the best facelift. I actually came out cuter out of it. Thank you. I mean, honestly, like when it came down. But I told my parents this cockamamie story about how a guy hit me. Because, you know, I can't lie. I had to lie to my parents about doing a shot. Like, you can't tell the truth of that. So I told this story about a guy was trying to cook grilled cheese sandwiches and then got oil on his hand and then hit me in the face with it. That's right. Like, right. In hindsight, years later, just so you know, years later, I would be at Thanksgiving and tell the story again, but tell my parents, you know, the truth of what happened. And my mother would just my dad would look at me and be furious. And he is just so mad because 20 years later after this story, this is the first time he's hearing the truth. He still believed, yeah, right? And my mother hears the story and she's like, but Xavier, you only told the story once. I knew it was bullshit when you said it, Xavier. But at the time, my dad didn't say anything about it. None of them gave me any shit about it. And when we finally were said and done, I was going back to school, my dad, this man right here, he said, I remember it like that, Xavier, you, the good Lord, our Father, he'll save your ass 3 times when you in college. He rolled up his sleeve to show he has a brand from his fraternity. It's like a huge, I know, he's like a huge bulldog up on his arm. He was like, 1. You set your face on fire and you a faggot. You got 2 more. I know. Bless his heart. He's so sweet. He tries. So I went home and I saw my dad for when I was gone for a little bit, and when I was back. And my dad, he's been having the hardest time with modern television lately. I don't know. He's just behind the times. My dad loves me so much. He's just an older Southern gentleman who likes country. Also, side note, that's his little bowler right there. He just found out recently through genetics testing that he has no Indian in him. I don't know why that's so traumatic for him. He's got a little bit of Irish and he's like all of it but Indian. He donates to the American Indian Society. He's got all this shit. No, my dad really tries a lot. He's very sweet. He has had a hard time this year with television. My dad, who has been through Vietnam, you saw the photos, my dad, who's been through all of it, the 60s, Lord, all of it, he jumped the last time I was at his house. He was terrified. He screamed. Do you want to know what made him scream? Yeah, I love it. Billy Porter, Cinderella. When that butterfly started twirling, and Billy Porter came out of it in a dress, he screamed. Like, that's how not used to homosexuality. He was like, oh, what? Did anyone see Marvel? Did anyone see the Immortals or whatever, Eternals or whatever like that? He jumped, not when things are blowing up, not when Brian T. kissed his partner. What's going on? It's gay love, Dad. I don't know what you're talking about. But my dad, he told me this story while I was home, and it's what I'm going to share with you tonight. The reason I'm talking on TV, oh yeah, so one of the shows I introduced my dad to, hello, oh, I can't use a microphone. One of the shows I introduced my dad to was Lovecraft Country. Did anyone watch this? Yeah, so good. I thought it was so great. My dad was not a fan. I don't need magic monsters to remind me how terrible people were back then. And that's the truth. My dad's a master storyteller. He just loves telling stories. There's actually, if you talk to my dad about moving to New York, he will tell you the story about a great aunt of mine who apparently came to New York one day, got robbed, ended up living on the street and made friends with a hooker near Penn Station. And she told him, this is how traumatic the story is, it's been passed down generations. The woman told my aunt how to pretend she had one leg because there was a fence near there, and she would put her leg through the fence and just keep one leg showing and act like she had one leg and raise enough money to get back to South Carolina. Ridiculous. All I mean to tell you is that something that bad happened years ago, and my mom and dad's still telling stories about it. So this story I heard some years back. My dad went to, years ago when I was a real baby, my dad went to the funeral of his Uncle John. My dad has 3 brothers, John, Freddie. Oh my God, what's the third? Tommy. That's why I got notes. I don't talk to these motherfuckers. My dad has 2 other brothers, John, Freddie, Tommy. He comes from uncles who have 3 brothers, Freddie, John, Tom. And while at this funeral, he ran into Maurice, an older gentleman, who was my uncle's great uncle. You hear that? So my dad's uncle, my great uncle, John, both Johns. Maurice was John's best friend back in the day. I bring this up because they lived in a sundown town. They worked in a sundown town outside, which is one of the main episodes of Love. What's it called? Thank you, child. I'm glad someone's paying attention because I guess I'm not. It's one of the first episodes of Sundown Town, and I think that's. And when I remember this, when I look back on this story, I was like, oh, of course you didn't like this movie. If you're not familiar with Sundown Town, I'm gonna read the wiki so I get it official. Sundown towns, also known as sunset towns or gray towns or sundowner towns, are all white municipalities, say that 3 times fast, or neighborhoods in the United States that practice a form of racial segregation by excluding non-whites via some combination of discriminatory laws, intimidation, or violence. Entire sundown towns, communities, and suburbs were also created by the same process. The term came from a sign posted that colored people had to leave town before sundown. The practice was not restricted in the southern states till at least the early 1900s. This story came out of my dad's Unbidden when I talked to him about this show, and it was just so weird and kind of crazy and wonderful. No one saw that happen. Don't keep playing. Don't want to lose momentum just because I dropped something. No, so this story came out of my dad's house when he was talking about sundown towns. I hope I'm going to try to share it with you tonight. And right now I'm calling this Yellow Death Suite. Thanks for giving a listen tonight. A woman walked down 5th and Dean in the early dusk. The purple and red hues of the fading sun added no glamour to the amber tan, golden brown skin of the unimportant woman as she made her way down 5th Avenue and out of the town of Ellington, South Carolina, the spring of '36. As obvious as the sun passing down into night, had someone been paying attention to the amber, brown, black beauty passing down 5th and Dean an hour after sunset, they would have seen in her eyes someone with fire in their spirit and dark business in their heart. All that and more, generations of more, buried in the cotton strings of a plain yellow dress. Don't you know hard times? Hard times are getting me down. Don't you know hard times, hard times, hard times? Oh Lord, don't you know where glory be? See, my Uncle Maurice and Great John worked in a sundown town in South Carolina, not too far from where the rest of my family lives right now. My uncle was a light-skinned, both of them honestly were both light-skinned laborers. My uncle Maurice worked in a banking family. In this new town, in this new development, a new extension of Dean Street, the natural expansion of a growing town, rows of buildings featuring offices and storefronts, more than a few bars and open spots where a man, a white man, a cis white man, a cis white heterosexual man could feel comfortable, where he could be himself, unafraid of his own shadow. Hurrying across town like a mouse hurries across the floor, Maurice made his way out of town before sundown, passing through the commercial district on his way out the door. Hard times, don't you know hard times are getting me down. I ain't got no shoes on my feet. Don't you know my clothes are very thin? Oh, if I don't get a job soon, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hard times, hard times, hard times. Maurice made his way through the newly developed commercial district. He'd say, commercial district. More like a wooden plank that went down the middle of the road, only path through the muck, mud, and shit, and the rest. Such growth. Too much growth for a small town so far away from the major roads. New faces, new places, and all that. Of course, these new arrivals seemed, wider than the rest, both in skin tone and income. These new residents never had to work outdoors and seemed to have a lot of money they could toss around. Money enough to have a few black and brown amber bodies working around the house and around the city, as long as they were out before sundown. Don't you know hard times? Hard times are getting me down. God's children crying for mercy. Ain't got no food on the table. All God's children crying for mercy. Ain't no food on the table. Hard times, hard times. Now, when it came to getting out of town before sundown, the rules weren't specific. Although I do like to imagine a gang of racists waiting at a stop sign at like 4:45, carrying a sign. All right, now's it, go! Happy hour. But there were no rules, technically. If you were a smart brother with laborer skills, you'd be smart to get out early. And if you were an errand runner working for a family, you could afford to get out of town a little bit later. The final errands of the day, you know what I mean? Get it done. Be sure you bring the change on your way back in. The rules for women were worst. They always are. If you were a woman and you were brown and you worked in town, you either worked for a good family home, or they say you worked out in the streets, in the dark places. Either way, you could stay out a little bit later. People weren't afraid of you. Like my Uncle Maurice says, the main reason they wanted us out of town, because they were afraid we were gonna fuck their women while they were raping ours. Hard times. Hard times, don't you know it, glory be. Hard times. Lord, why they gotta be this way? Hard times, hard times, hard times, hard times. Oh boy. They seem like they're here to stay. So this spring evening, Maurice found himself headed out of town. He says, the way he would say it, the only damn Negro without enough sense to get himself out of town and over the line before the day was over. Running at a discreet jog, Maurice found himself at the newly minted street of Dean, passing suspiciously close to a white man's bar. Now word was this bar was holding nothing but demons and the police as if they'd much better. A crew of men who would toss nothing at you but trouble or a noose around your neck if they were bored and had a mind to. And the worst of them seemed to covet that bar. A weasel of a man. So blacker than any skin I'd ever see. Beat women, beat men, stole, cheated, raped his whole life. Word was even his own kind hated. Called him a devil or a dolt when his back was turned. See, Maurice wasn't afraid to walk past the white man's bar as he'd been able to pass for a white guy all his life. Unnoticed. Had just enough light in his skin to be considered tame and suitable for housework or office work or whatever. Like I said, fear goes in scale with skin tone back then. Still does. Maurice was unafraid, generally speaking. He wasn't afraid of the white man. He was used to being around men of terrible anger. He was friends with my great Uncle John. And my Uncle John had a terrible anger. Though if one's anger is justified, how terrible can it be? Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death don't have no mercy in this land. He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. You'll look in the bed and someone will be gone. Death don't have no mercy in this land. John was temper. John had a temper. John was solid, molded, hard, neither hot nor cold, no in between. John could smile all the way up until he broke your jaw for acting a fool against him. John was the type that you kept in the back pew. John was prone to reckless eyeballing and a vicious tongue. That's what I used to get called out for. Reckless eyeballing. Anybody know what that is? You like talking about just rolling your eyes at some shit. All the time, I could do it as me. See, Maurice had been keeping John out of trouble since they were little. You know, they grew up very close to each other back then. Things were different, he said. Many sisters became cousins and friends became kin, depending on when their mamas could keep them or not. A new family depended on who had a job or a place to stay, or food on the table. See, Maurice knew John. So when Maurice saw John, my great uncle, covered in mud on his hands and knees in the middle of the sloppy mud-filled ground, well, Maurice knew that that man was dead. Death go in every family in this land. Death go in every family in this land. He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. Oh, you look in the bed and your daddy will be gone. Oh, mercy in this land. So, from what I understand, what happened was, on a late and rainy spring day, near sundown, my uncle and this man, this weasel of a man, came to meet each other in the middle of this plank this one road plank coming out of town. One man literally running for his life, trying to hit the 5 o'clock window, while the other one's trying to get the happy hour at Applebee's. Now, I'd like to think that when my uncle, a strong man, when he met, I'd like to think he didn't move on that plank. He was a strong man, but you know this isn't true. In the end, he just didn't move quick enough. The man shoved my uncle aside and into the mud. And I imagine after all the indignities, that was the last one, you know? He was covered in shit and mud. It was sticky from his sweat and it reeked to high heaven. When I saw your Uncle John covered in mud in the shit and in the ground, I knew that man was dead. Death won't have you time to get ready in this land. Death won't give you time to get ready in this land. You'll look in the house when you come on home, and your mama will be there, but she'll be gone. Death won't give you time to get ready in this land. I think you remember this dress, or at least someone who was in it. Sheila could look good in a paper sack, and Sheila looked good in that dress. Even though it was raggedy, it looked good on her. Had a hole in the right spot and everything. When she sit down, you could see everything. So at this point, we can confirm that Maurice remembers a dress. Someone wearing a yellow dress. Would I remember seeing a yellow dress? Would you notice the fine stitching, the dedicated work? Soft, worn cotton, faded yellow flowers, drops of blue woven in its design. Now bland through boredom. Threads from a different generation, well-practiced hands given forms. Threads by calloused hands, drained of life, working through thin cotton strands. A yellow dress with worked fibers, so heavy with meaning, dyed in red and blood. Dyed with divinely pride that comes from the gift of creation. You see, I don't personally know Sheila, but I know she must have looked good in that dress. Because he remembered it. He said, now, I knew your Uncle John wasn't a fag. I said, I know he ain't that kind of way. I know that brother. Now, I know the times and whatever you want when you call it. I know the times and whatever trouble you want to get into, you can go on and get into. Ain't my place neither or neither. But I knew your uncle. Never heard a word about him, never to this day. But I saw your uncle in that dress when I was heading out of town. He said he looks like a cuck going out for the night. I said, I know I didn't see your uncle strutting down the street with the rest of the flock, but I knew my eyes weren't lying. And that dress, oh, I know that dress, because that dress had a hole in it in just the right spot. You see, on Thursday morning, my Maurice thought he caught sight of this woman zipping out of town, or zipping into town at sundown as he was leaving. And on Friday morning, that weasel of a man, the one that pushed my father into the mud, was found with his throat slit behind a dumpster. And I tell you what, not a tear was shed. He said, I asked your uncle about it. About ran to the yard to do it. Did you kill this man in the dress? He said, when I got back, sitting in the darkness, I asked your uncle straight out. Johnny would have told me anything. He'd tell me what side of the trousers his snake was sitting on, he said. Everybody hated this man, and he'd done him such wrong. You would be doing the world service. But when I asked him about it, he never said a thing. Didn't know about Sheila, didn't know about the yellow dress. He didn't lie about it. He just never said a thing. Just gave him a smile and went right on drinking. Like he didn't hear a word. Death will leave you standing and crying in this land. Death will leave you standing and crying in this land. Well, you're looking the bad when you come on home, and someone you love will soon be gone. Oh, death will leave you standing and crying in this land. Years later, around that kitchen table you just saw, my dad will tell me something about secrets, ones I should have kept from him. He'll tell him the same thing his uncle should have told him. He'll remember sitting with his uncle at a kitchen table, beneath a chandelier. He'll remember it was quiet, and the words had come unprompted. Johnny, Xavier, when you choose to put your mind to something, when you choose to do something, when something's important to you and only to you, when there's something in your heart that you don't want the light to shine on, you keep it to yourself, you keep it inside your mouth. You hold on to it with your soul. You keep this secret from yourself, let alone anybody else. These secrets, you keep them. They don't leave your mouth. So no other mouth gets leaves of your secret. And above all else, once you have that secret inside that mouth, keep a sharp smile right on top. Make your last talk. Well, y'all, I think that's what I have for you this evening. And please give a big old round of applause for the Brick Theater. Thank you for hosting us, Teresa. There's some great shows going in here tonight. Please give a round of applause for this handsome man, Ben. Woke up to the morning light first. Baby blue just like we rehearsed. When I get up off this ground, I shake the leaves back round to the ground, brown, 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 till I'm clean. Then I walk where I'd be shaded by the trees, by a meadow of green for about a mile. I'm headed to town in style, with all my favorite colors, all my favorite colors. My sisters and my brothers, I see them like no other, all my favorite colors. This has been, that's Teresa, I'm Xavier. Thank you for sharing a really small, easy night. I appreciate you letting me get with you, and I'll see you again. Thanks for coming. Safe home.